Y'all ready for this? Hi, welcome back to my channel. You've never been here before. I'm Fat Sajak, and I'm a cringy millennial. Deal with it. I don't mind being old, because I'm sage, and wise, weazened. Am I okay? The answer, of course, is no. The answer, of course, is onions. Hi, how are you? Are you good? Good. Clearly I'm not. But today, we're gonna watch the Teen Mom 2 Season 1 family reunion? Today we're gonna watch the Teen Mom 2 Season 1 finale special with Dr. Drew. So if you don't know why people dislike Dr. Drew, I will be happy to fill you in. We have been rewatching Teen Mom 2 on this channel. If you're new here, if you're not, you're probably so tired of this intro, especially if you're in the premiere and you can't skip it. But we just finished the first season of Teen Mom 2. We are gonna make it all the way through that series. We're gonna make it all the way through OG. We're gonna do Young and Pregnant, Family Reunion, next chapter, yada yada yada. I'm still gonna deep dive on some of the ladies. I think I still have Farrah and Macy and Brianna, and somebody suggested I do Rachel from Young and Pregnant. So I've got some deep dives still to do, and I will still be doing them. But there is a playlist linked with all of my Teen Mom content, as well as the full Season 1 rewatch playlist in the description. So feel free to catch up. Feel free to watch it again. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You better lay low. I want to preface this, and this is probably going to go for all reunions if this ends up the way that I want it to. I am going to be skipping through the recaps. Can't just skip the whole season and come here for the reunion. What are you, my Aunt Cheryl? All right, let's get into this because this is already going to be long.
Their worlds changed when they were 16 and pregnant.
The world was changing. And the puppy was getting bigger.
But life got only harder when they became teen moms. This season, we saw crisis bring some families together and custody battles tear others apart. But today, these 4 young moms are here to set the record straight and take a closer look at this unforgettable time of their lives. Their triumphs, their struggles, and their hopes for the future. This is the Teen Mom 2 finale special.
Wow. I don't know about you, but I just got goosebumps. Also, I remembered that I wanted to tell you guys that I was at a Teen Mom reunion once. I'm not going to tell you which season until we get there, but I went 2 days. I was at a reunion, and then like one part of a reunion, and then they did like an Ask the Moms special, and I was there for that. Anyway, just thought I'd drop that fun fact on you.
And welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Drew. Now this season we saw 4 young mothers go through an awful lot. Their education, friendships, finances, and love lives were turned upside down. And today we're going to cover everything from the many bitter fights to one beautiful wedding. But first, let's go ahead and welcome our teen moms.
Wait, did he say one beautiful wedding? Who had a beautiful wedding?
Janelle, Kaylin, Chelsea, and Leah.
Oh, Chelsea's blonde, which tells me that we're heading into the season where they forced her to wear a wig for a while. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
We will talk with each of them, of course, and we'll also chat with the people in their lives. Who's here, and where do the various relationships stand right now today? We're going to get to that, and of course, we're going to see their babies.
I don't like the way you phrase that. That's weird.
But first, here's a look back at what happened on this season of Teen Mom 2.
Let's not.
Wow. Pretty intense to watch that stuff, isn't it? Leah, how do you feel watching the footage of the wedding?
I don't know, I get butterflies. I think it's so cute. I just feel so happy.
Me and Kel
We
like
just start crying. We're so happy for her.
Chelsea, school, what's going on? GED, beauty school, where are we at?
GED.
You got it?
No, I'm working on it.
Working on it. And then Janelle, a lot of drama, right?
Yes, a lot.
A lot of drama. Are you working now, and where are you working?
No, I'm not working right now. I'm trying to find a job.
Me when I'm not working and absolutely not trying to find a job.
We're going to get into that a little bit later. And Kaylin, Isaac?
He's good.
Yeah, he's getting into a lot of trouble.
He is?
Yeah.
Yeah. He and Janelle drove to New Jersey and stole Barb's credit cards.
He's a big boy now.
Yeah, he's like 30 pounds almost.
Oh my God, he's huge. Leah, I remember when we first met. I'm a father of triplets, and I, you know, having twins, I know how overwhelming that is. I remember the first time we met, all you could do was sit there and cry.
It was hard, managing twins. When I go somewhere, I feel like, I have to pack. I hardly go anywhere.
You're housebound, yeah.
No, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we've got a lot more to talk about here today, and we're going to get into each of your lives in great detail. And of course, the kids are going to join us later, as will some special guests, including Janelle's mom, Barbara, who I suppose will have quite a bit to say to her daughter. And you might be surprised who's here with Chelsea. Think about that.
I don't have to. I know that's got to be Adam. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Dr. Drew. Did you even watch this season through those weird rectangular glasses?
On that soon, but in just a minute, we're going to get things started with Leah. She's here with Corey, and the newlyweds are going to give us an update on how baby Allie is doing and what the doctors are saying. So don't go away. Stay right there.
No, I'm out. Bye.
Welcome back to the Teen Mom 2 finale special.
It's almost like I never left.
Now, I know that birth control and pregnancy prevention are on the minds of many young viewers out there. Of course, you should all protect yourselves. And if you want to learn more, head on over to teenmom2.mtv.com. That's teenmom2.mtv.com. And here's something to think about. 8 out of 10 fathers do not marry the teen mothers of their child. Think about that.
Yeah, think about that. If you have a child out of wedlock as a teenager, you are an unmarketable sack of used goods. And even the man who made a child with you doesn't want to marry you. Think about that. Think about it.
80% not in their lives, at least not married. And Leah, I know you're happy to be part of the minority. And it's amazing to think that the season began with you graduating without Corey by your side. And now, of course, he's taken your hand in marriage. How have things changed over this year?
It's changed a lot. Now that me and Corey are together, it's not just me doing it. It's not just him doing it. We work together and do it.
Well, one time you were actually afraid to give him more responsibility. You sort of felt like
yeah,
you couldn't
because
handle it.
I was scared. I'm a mom and I worry all the time. And he'd be scared to change a diaper, and then I'd come home one day and he wouldn't change her dirty diaper. So I was like, I'm scared. If I go to school, are you going to be able to do all that and not call me? Because I don't want to be in the middle of school and him call me. You got to come home. I didn't want that to happen.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost like men are taught to weaponize their own incompetence and never really figure out how to do anything.
Or somebody to get hurt or him to get over. It's a scary sort of, again, it's that sort of out of control feeling, right?
Yeah.
You're not there managing everything.
Yeah.
But now he's stepped up a bit.
Oh, yeah, I trust him. I trusted him before. I guess it was just I was scared. I wasn't there, so I didn't know.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't, because, if you came home and your babies have dirty diapers because he was afraid to change them, that is something to be concerned about. What?
All right, fair enough. Well, it was quite a journey for Leah. Let's go ahead and revisit her experience on this season of Teen Mom 2.
How about instead, I'm going to speed it up.
What's the update on Allie?
I really don't have any answers. Her MRI of her brain and her spine came back normal. But I still have to go see another doctor for other tests.
Is she progressing?
She's improving with it. She has a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, and a health and developmental therapist.
And she's getting better?
She's improving.
She's improving?
Yeah.
How are you getting through it?
I don't know. I just get through it. I don't know.
It's tough enough having twins, but then to have one with special needs. It's just, oof.
Yeah, thank you so much for stating the obvious, doctor.
And the positive thing is that she is improving.
We spent a lot of time talking about Allie in the show. How's Aaliyah doing?
She's doing good.
And she's talking?
Allie says more than her. But she'll say mama and dada. She makes her scary face.
Are you working now? And school?
I'm not in school yet.
No school?
No, I figured with everything that's going on with Allie, it'd be better to I didn't plan on getting a full-time job, but that's all I got. But I would like to be there with them and stuff and help Corey with finances.
I want to get into a little bit about your ambivalence towards the wedding.
I want to get into the fact that you are uncomfortably close. Sit back, Beverly.
But what was that all about? That was hard to watch.
I was just scared.
Of what?
I guess I'm just getting cold feet.
It seemed to have special meaning for you, though.
Yeah, marriage to me is a big commitment. Like if I take that step, then it's gonna be forever. It's not just now or a month from now get a divorce.
Were you afraid that he was going to abandon you?
No.
Where's your dad? Were you afraid that was going to happen?
Didn't she just say no? First of all, I want to note right now that Dr. Drew is a medical doctor, okay? A physician. In no way a psychiatrist, psychologist, a therapist, mental health specialist. None of that. He hosted Loveline with Adam Carolla to put things into perspective.
Ooh, you're angry. Ooh, boy. Oof, I've never seen you that angry.
Okay. At this point, you've met her like twice, so... Are you okay? You okay, Dr. Drew?
Jerk.
Okay. Corey's not a jerk.
No.
Right.
But
So you were going to push Corey away?
no.
That's what you were doing.
Okay. So, I just really want you to remember that he's not a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a mental health specialist. He's not any of those things. I don't like the way he talks like this.
No. I guess I just get scared sometimes that every guy that I'm gonna be with is gonna be mean to me. Or leave me standing. I was out till 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes waiting for my dad. And my mom and my stepdad had to tell me to be realistic. My dad's not showing up.
Do you think Corey's likely to be that guy?
No. I mean, but it makes me feel good that my girls have that.
You almost blew that.
I know.
Fuck off. I mean, yeah, but fuck off.
This is the worst mistake anybody can make. And I know that.
Do you know that?
Your mom seemed to have a similar reaction, or sort of a lukewarm reaction anyway, when he proposed to you. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
How did that make you feel?
I don't want her to be angry with me.
You don't want her to be
it
angry
was
with
my
you.
choice.
And why would she be angry with you? I mean, Corey is the father of the kids. He's a good guy. He wants to marry you. Why didn't
Because
she?
when we were split up there for a little while, he did things that he shouldn't have done, and my mom was there to witness that, and she didn't want us getting back together.
What did he do?
He was going out, he would pull me in and then shut me down.
So there was a back and forth.
Yeah.
And he would date other girls when he was not with you?
He wouldn't date them. Well, yeah, I'll just say he did.
Dated them. and have you forgiven him for that period?
Yeah.
So she was afraid that you were going to get hurt again, that he was going to be the guy that left you the way she had been left. How does Mom feel about Corey now?
They get along really good.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Now, at one point I saw Corey saying he wanted to have a third child, which took my breath away. Yeah, I imagine, no way.
No.
So what are you guys doing to protect yourself?
Shotgun. Sawed off.
I have the Marine IUD.
Oh, okay, yeah, that also works.
Mm-hmm.
I have that.
The Marine IUD.
Yep.
Good job. Twins cures pregnancies.
How true.
Corey shed some serious tears at the wedding, and in just a moment we're going to bring him out and find out exactly what was going through his mind as Leo walked down the aisle.
What a weird transition. Who cares if he was crying at the wedding? Leave it to Dr. Drew to have a lot of internalized and externalized misogyny.
And we're back with more of the Teen Mom 2 finale. I'm Dr. Drew, back with our newlyweds, Leah. And, of course, joining us now is her husband, Corey. Welcome to the show, Corey.
Thanks for wearing your Finest Affliction t-shirt, Corey.
So, Corey, I think you were kind of flaring a little bit about something that Leah and I were talking about out here on the set. What was that all about?
She wasn't innocent.
Back when you were misbehaving.
Yeah.
Corey, what do you believe she did? Making contact with Rob or something? Yeah. My question is, though, have you forgiven her?
Yeah.
Have you forgiven him?
Yeah, I knew the only way to be with him was to forgive him and to be happy. That was my
Feels
thing.
like you sort of expected him to behave like that.
Based on what? Based on what? What is, that estimation is built off of what?
Why would you expect somebody to treat you like that?
Because that's how I've been treated.
How does it feel to be treated differently?
It feels better now that I know what to expect.
Can you tolerate it?
now I can. I'm happier than I've ever been. I feel more comfortable around Corey than, well, there's not been anybody there.
And Corey, you heard me talking to her earlier about the back and forth before the wedding.
Yeah.
Was that even more painful for you?
It was scary.
That looked awful.
Yeah.
When she said she wasn't sure she wanted to get married, what did you hear?
That she wasn't sure she wanted to be with me forever.
Didn't you hear that she didn't love you? That's what I saw you experience.
I'm sorry if I, made you feel like that.
You know, given what we know, ignoring what we know about, and what we'll find out in the next season, if you haven't seen this, about what Corey and Leah, with the behind the scenes of it all, putting all of that aside, turning to Corey and being like, how did that make you feel when Leah expressed that she had some reservations about wanting to get married in 5 seconds? It made you feel like, she didn't love you, right? And then making Leah prompting Leah to apologize for that is crazy. It's crazy. For Corey's interpretation of Leah being nervous about making a lifetime commitment, and she asked to then apologize for that? Are you joking? What a weird fucking thing to do. This is why I don't like Dr. Drew, okay? I feel like he always advocates for the dads way harder than he advocates for the moms. And it will become a trend.
I do love you.
We saw you crying and having quite an emotional reaction seeing Leah walk down the aisle. What was that feeling?
It was my wedding day, and it was emotional, as weddings often are. And as a man who allows himself to emote, I emoted. That would be my summary.
What's going through your mind?
I don't know. I really don't know why I cried. I was just happy.
Happiness.
Happy. It was just, everything was perfect, I thought.
And what did you feel in response?
What do you want her to say? I was thinking about Robbie the whole time.
I felt like what I wanted my whole entire life finally came true.
Oh.
Corey, how do you deal with everything? Allie's illness, do you pretend it's not happening?
Yeah. I look at her as to be perfect. Because in my eyes, she is.
How do you feel about that?
As a mom, I know something is wrong. Even if it is slow development, and I want Corey to talk to me about it. Even if we're just laying in bed and I'm talking about it, not just brush it off or be like, no, it's fine. She's okay.
So not only are you having to see this real thing, you're having to be alone with your feelings about it. Corey?
I mean, I know there's something. And I understand. It's too hard.
It's too hard.
Ain't that just like a man?
I'm sad. I don't want her to feel different. I don't want kids to say things about her, hurt her.
Well, you're the dad. You'll be there.
I know, but they go to school. You can't
protect the kids from everything, my friend. But to not have your feelings about it,
it's just I had all this stuff.
I know, but it makes Leah feel alone. Am I right, Leah?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, something to be wrong with your child. I mean, how does somebody handle that? I mean, I don't.
We handle it together.
I know.
Who's we? I just want you to pay attention to the contrast between Leah's skin tone and Corey's skin tone. And it seems like she got the Victoria's Special. I bet there's a little tan line Playboy bunny on her abs. If you get that reference, you're old enough to be here.
And sometimes I wonder why Allie. I mean, why?
It's not your fault. That's for sure.
She wasn't saying that it was.
It's going to be her life course, right? We started the segment talking about how few people, teen moms, have the dad in their lives. I mean, you're one of the lucky ones. he's a good guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a dedicated father. And you know what I like is Corey's acceptance. He's accepting of whoever Allie is, whatever Allie's life course is going to be. He's all in.
Yeah, I accept it. It's just hard to think that something. I mean, it's just hard.
Listen, I would be exactly like you, frankly. I'd be exactly like you.
Orange, leaking mascara, the whole nine.
Let me ask this. Are you having a chance to slow down and take some deep breaths and get in a rhythm with life?
We take time for ourselves.
And my understanding is the grandparents step in and take care of the kids a bit.
It gives us time to reconnect. I mean, the week is stressful. We get every Friday night off, basically.
Yeah.
And we go out Friday night and we get something to eat, come home and just relax. And just
It's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
just us.
Yeah, that you got to keep that going till they head off to college. Then maybe not that same rhythm. But it's taking care of this relationship is what means everything to the children.
But, like, I'm pretty sure they vaccinated their children. I wonder if Dr. Drew has a problem with that.
Since I first met Leah, it's really interesting to sort of see you guys again because so much has changed. And I also see the strength in your relationship. I really do see it. What do you each hope the future holds for each of the girls?
Only pain and misery. Again, what do you want them to say?
That they're successful in life and that they don't make the same mistakes we did.
And those mistakes were?
Having a kid at a young age. That's like what I'm going to prevent. Not saying that I regret my child at all.
Yeah.
But it's like I want them to be safe.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what kind of situation you get yourself into until you've already done it.
That's right. Excellent. Corey, you?
I just want them to be able to do whatever, like Allie mostly. I want her to be able to do as much as possible. I'll do whatever it takes to make her happy. Same with Leah.
And Corey, we watched you go from being sort of not too at ease with baby care. How's it going now?
Going pretty good. I mean,
Can you change a diaper like that?
I can change them like bam.
Right? So it's whoosh, 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 done. Next, put it in the
But hold on, I gotta go like this.
Yeah, I noticed you're a little sensitive for a 20-year-old male. You're a little sensitive to the baby smells.
Yeah. You little bitch.
I mean, they got some stanky stuff.
Grow up.
Do either of you have any advice for teens out there that think it's okay to have unprotected sex?
Do it! Don't.
Corey?
Think twice. I mean, because you might have one, or you might have two, or three, and then also you might have one that has problems too. So, I mean, you never know.
Leah, any advice for anybody?
It's a lot harder than what people assume. They think it's all a cute baby, and it's not. I mean, babies are really cute, but you're not thinking about the diapers you're changing, or, if you're not in college, it's hard to get back into school.
Also, like, I think this show would have been way more effective if they actually had, like, a camera crew there overnight once, and, like, documented all the times the babies woke up, especially with twins. I think that would have been a really good cautionary tale.
Do babies solve problems?
It doesn't solve anything.
I like that the first season finale is like an open book quiz for these people.
Creates a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, Corey, Leah, thank you for being here. We're going to check back with Leah a bit later in the show, and we promise, of course, to bring out the twins.
Bring out the twins! It's weird. Stop promising people babies.
Now, for all our viewers, remember that teenmom2.mtv.com has a lot of information about prevention, so please log on to learn all the facts.
Okay, I will log on.
Time for a break again. We're going to bring out Aubrey's mom, Chelsea, and everyone, of course, wants to know what's going on with Adam. Is he still in the picture or what?
Is he still in the picture or what?
Welcome back to the Teen Mom 2 finale special. Check up here with me, Dr. Drew. Now, believe it or not, nearly 1/3 of American girls get pregnant before turning 20 years of age. Can you imagine that? 1/3 pregnant by the age of 20.
You mean in a society that used to normalize marrying us off by the age of 16? Wow, that is truly shocking.
Chelsea, did you ever think you'd be one of those?
No.
What's been the hardest part of being a teen mom?
What's been the hardest part of being a walking statistic?
Well, for me, it's my relationships. and school and all that.
All right. Well, Chelsea's journey involved her best friend Megan, her dad Randy, and a young man who seemed to complicate everything. Of course, I'm talking about Aubrey's father, Adam. So let's take a look back at Chelsea on this season of Teen Mom 2.
Okay, but I'm gonna speed it up.
What do you think?
It's weird, like, going back and watching that over.
Yeah. Well, clearly your relationship with Adam had profound effects on your relationship with your dad and the relationship with your best friend and roommate, Megan. If you were watching that and talking to you, what would you tell yourself?
Like, watching that, I just always feel in the middle.
In the middle.
See, if that was me and I was watching it back, I would say, "Stand up, girl!"
What?
Adam and my dad, or my friends and my family.
Well, take me back through the breakup again. It was a little unclear about how that all went down. So he was kicked out by you,
I think we were just fighting all the time, and we both agreed to break up.
and he took all his stuff except his car,
Yeah.
and he moved out.
hmm
Did your dad think it was a good idea for him to be out?
Yeah.
Well, her dad didn't think it was a good idea for him to be in. Take that for as many ways as you want, but did you even watch this season, Dr. Drew? Did you sit at home and watch this season? Or did you just get the Cliff's Notes?
And that frustrates me because, like, everyone else will be like, oh, good, good. And I won't be able to tell them, like, I'm actually sad about it because
How bad
they
is
don't
it?
understand.
They do understand. I think they do. They're just relieved. You're not, in the chaos.
Yeah.
It's almost like they see that Adam is a cunt and you don't see that, so they're hoping through the breakup that you're gonna see that. So, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Did I make sense? Am I a doctor now? Am I Dr. Drew now? I'm Dr. Drew now.
Well, Chelsea, everybody wants to know what your status is with Adam now.
Together.
Duh.
Together.
Yeah.
Why don't we get Adam's side of the story? Let's bring him out right now.
Well, he wore his best bowling shirt, so you know it's good. He's also got the sunglasses on the back of his hat, the Guy Fieri special, if you will. And he's got that backwards hat covering up that balding ass hairline.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Yeah, a little bit.
So help us understand as viewers, what's your side of the story? What works in this relationship for you? Why are you even here?
I'd like to make it work for our child.
I get that you've changed your whole life plan to be around for Aubrey. Is she included in that plan, Chelsea?
Yes.
Do you love Chelsea?
Yes.
Do you like Chelsea?
Sometimes.
You know, every joke has a little bit of truth in it.
Adam, when you watch this footage, do you regret some of the things you say to Chelsea? Does it make you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you owe her an apology?
Yeah, we've made up many times.
What got you back together?
I came back.
You came back, just showed up one day?
Like, we have mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, whenever we break up, sometimes we'll try to show up at the same place because we both miss each other when we're broken up.
One of the things that was tough to understand was your anger towards Megan. What was that all about?
Well, just the way she is.
She was just living the teenage life,
Mm-hmm.
and we were the parent life.
Honey.
And it just didn't mix together. But, like, she was really helpful with Aubrey, and, like, she was a good friend. It was just so, it was weird having, like my family in the house along with a friend.
And the abusive partner. Oh, you were including Adam in the family portion? Sure.
Are you living together now?
Yes.
You're living.
Well, he, like, stays there a lot, but
Are you paying rent?
he just, like, stays. He doesn't exactly live there.
I'm always gone during the day.
Working.
Yes.
Is this your dad's house you're in?
You know? Well, I help with rent now.
But he doesn't.
Well, he's not, like, really living with
He didn't
it.
officially.
Look at that panic in her eyes, man. First of all, her whole face is a cry for help. And I don't mean that like in a looks kind of way. I mean like you can see in her eyes that like she knows this relationship is bad. But you can also tell that either Randy didn't know that Adam moved in, or she is making excuses for why Adam won't commit to moving in. it's one or the other, in my opinion. She is really quick to explain that away. She interrupted Adam outright to explain that away.
They move in.
Yeah, I guess.
Where do you live?
Technically, if you want to call it that, I live with my parents.
I'm just curious. You guys break up a lot.
Uh-huh.
In the last 30 days, how many times have you broken up?
Last 30 days,
29.
How about
Just kidding.
How about the last 14 days?
0.
0.
Broken up.
Like real breakup or just like we're fighting, we're like, I'm done.
If you have to make a distinction, the relationship might not be healthy.
One of those?
Sure.
One of those.
Sure.
Couple every hour.
Did you hear that laughter? That's the laughter of a woman who's in an abusive relationship and is still trying to laugh it away. Like, that's... This, honestly, even more than, like, all of the footage of Adam being a huge piece, the way that they talk here is the most telling to me, personally.
It sounds awful.
We're pretty much used to it. We're like used to fighting like that.
What was the last fight about?
This.
Yeah.
About coming here?
Yeah.
About doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want Adam to marry you?
After if we were
Do
good.
you want Adam to marry you?
Yes.
Okay. Would you contemplate that? Is that
Yes.
something you're thinking about?
Not anytime soon.
Because
We're children. And also, he doesn't love her. See, I feel like Dr. Drew, in order to be effective, should have been calling Adam out from right now.
It's not 100%.
you need to see the
Written in
relationship
stone.
working better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smart. Okay. So at least you're realistic about that. You don't
Yeah.
want to get yourself stuck in a marriage if
Right.
things are really not working.
Yeah, we just want to expose our small child to an emotionally volatile and abusive situation.
How have your views changed on teen pregnancy through all this?
I didn't understand how emotionally hard it was going to be to, like, really just give up everything.
Adam, what's your relationship like now with Randy?
Still not on talking terms.
Do you want to speak to him?
Yeah. I haven't really tried to confront him by anything, but I don't know, just kind of.
I think they need,
What?
there's some space.
We've had plenty of time for space. I
What do you
haven't
mean
talked to
more?
him for. I don't even know how long.
Really? You didn't even send him a thank you card for the house that you're living in for free?
Your dad, and I hope you agree with me, seems like a basically pretty cool guy. I know you guys have had conflicts, right?
Mhm.
You can imagine if it was Aubrey sitting here,
Mhm.
I think you might kill Adam.
In a perfect world.
Yeah.
Well, Chelsea's father, Randy, is here as well, and we're going to bring him out and see what he thinks about all this after the break. We will be right back.
I cannot wait.
Welcome back. This is the Teen Mom 2 finale special. I'm Dr. Drew, and I'm still here with Chelsea and her boyfriend, Adam. Joining us now is Chelsea's dad, Randy. Randy, welcome to the show.
Chelsea, thank you for being the human shield between Randy and Adam.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here. So, although I see some not so good stuff going on TV, when I sit and talk to them, it sounds not so bad. So, give us your perspective.
That was a sugar-coated version of a train wreck.
Do you see any of the qualities that keep them together, that keep them coming back to each other?
I see teenage kids that can go have fun together. But I don't see teenage kids that can be a family together. There's a difference.
How were things when they were apart, Randy?
Better.
How did you feel when they got back together?
Awful.
Succinct. I like it.
I see what's happening. I know how it's going to end.
How's it going to end?
Not good.
You don't know that.
Within the last month, you've told her,
Within
I'll
the
come
last
back. I'll
month,
come
I've
back.
had a
I'll come back if you cancel child support.
Within
if
the
you
last
buy
month,
me a
I've
truck.
had a
If you
job. I've
whatever.
been there. I've been paying for all the. You don't recognize any of that.
Why should he have to? At this point, Aubrey's a year and a half probably. Why should Randy have to give you a pat on the back for doing the bare minimum that you should have been doing since day one? Just asking.
All you see is the bad, and you.
Within 3 weeks ago, you guys were broke up and had a huge fight.
So we still fight. We're trying to get better on that.
Are you? Are you though?
Really.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Chelsea?
I just don't like being in the middle.
Randy, why do you think she keeps going back to him?
The fairy tale dream. with a happy ending in a marriage. And it started out bad. It was never good. Not even back then.
This relationship,
Never. Well,
from his perspective. Right?
In the beginning, they'd fight. They'd fight and they'd fight.
Okay.
And he'd take off. I'm going to kill myself. It's your fault, Chelsea.
I wouldn't have ever done that. You're talking
Okay.
out of your ass right now.
All right.
You know, given both of their track records, I'm super inclined to believe Adam. That seems like a manipulation that he would never, ever engage in.
Well, let's say that.
But nobody thinks they should stay together. It's just an unhealthy relationship.
So, Adam, is there something you'd like to say to Randy about how he perceives you?
Well, he just focuses more on the negative, that we always fight. He thinks it's all the time constant, but it's not. I mean,
Yeah, okay, even if it's not, we've seen enough footage of you treating his daughter like shit. Where is he supposed to be forgiving? Honestly, the fact that Randy has not shattered this kid's kneecaps in real time is it shows a level of self-control that is actually quite impressive.
yeah, we fight.
Here's my concern, guys. There's something called the cycle of abuse, where people abuse one another, and then they come back and say, oh my God, it's just because I love you so much, I get so upset, and then they go through the cycle again, and the cycle gets worse with time. So you have to find a way to get help and make changes earlier if you're going to commit to each other and stay together.
Or you could say, hey, from what I'm observing alone, I'm seeing a toxic, abusive relationship. I recommend therapy now.
Chelsea, both your dad and Megan asked you what it was about Adam that made you trust him.
I mean, we still have a lot of trust issues.
You still have issues. You're still fearful that he's going to cheat. So it's about the trust. It's not about the escalation and the abuse.
Well, it does escalate.
So if you say, I have a tender need, I have trouble feeling safe in this relationship, and somebody starts yelling at you for that tender feeling, that's okay?
No. Also, if someone said to me the words, I have a tender need, I know that was just supposed to be like a insert that need here, but like if someone said to me, I have a tender need, I would run for the hills.
I mean, no. I mean, we just have really bad communication.
It's really, really sad, like, to watch her try to justify this. I think this is the one time Dr. Drew almost kind of does a good job of breaking down what's actually going on. It makes me sad for this Chelsea.
I just don't think he understands. Like, I'm just insecure. Like, I don't want him to cheat.
Should that make him mad?
I know.
It's not the fact that she says it like that. It's the fact that you did it often,
And I do. I worry about all the time.
Harping on you.
yes, extremely. Like, yeah, that's the upsetting part. Not the fact that she's scared. I completely understand. I would be scared too. Well, I was insecure about you, going out and doing that.
Are you still fearful, Adam, she's going to cheat?
Yeah.
Really?
Really? You are? That sounds like a load of bullshit. And I'm not saying that because I'm like, women and men suck. I'm saying that because Chelsea is very clearly, openly expressing being very, very insecure and being very, very worried about him being faithful, right? If someone is that worried, genuinely, that you're going to cheat on them every time you leave the house, the odds are pretty good that they're not going to be doing the same to you. Also, she's the one raising your child at home all the time. Good luck finding the time.
Does she have a history of cheating on you?
There's been histories, yes, there has. Maybe that you don't know because she
Like,
may not
a long
explain
time
it all
ago.
to you.
Yeah,
She
one
may say,
time,
"Adam's done this and this and
one
this."
person when you were broken up.
To
So
start,
you cheated when you were broken up, so that's not really cheating.
I mean, in the beginning,
we've been together and she has done stuff with somebody else. That is considered
How long
cheating.
ago was that?
at the beginning.
At the beginning. And the most recent cheating by you was 6 months ago?
Something around that ballpark, yeah. It hasn't happened for a while, so.
Yeah, 6 whole months. It's been 6 months since I cheated on you. Get over it.
Yeah, I've gotten better. There hasn't been cheating for a while. Just let you know.
Any thoughts, Randy, about what this is doing to Aubrey?
And yeah, you know, she's little now, and happiest little girl I've ever seen in my
I
life.
do my best to not fight around her, not cry around her. I do my best to keep her out of it.
But she knows when her mom's not feeling good, though. She feels it. Yeah.
Here's the thing, is like, she knows, right? Like, somewhere in the brain, Chelsea knows that this ain't it. This relationship is not it. And it's not good for Aubrey. And it's not good for her. She knows. She just has to castrate him. I mean, kick him out.
Guilt again, huh? Want to talk about what?
No, I don't like talking about.
The effect on her? You had mentioned because you'd had feelings about your own parents' divorce that made you feel bad. Is that issue?
Well, yeah, I just don't like think of her. Like, I don't want to make her anything wrong with her.
Is that the same reason you want Adam in your life? Is that
Like,
part of that same instinct?
I mean, I want him there and be a family. And even though I know it's bad sometimes, I just want it to be good.
You're wishing it to be good. Life's not like that.
Yeah, it's not. This medical physician he's got a point there.
Okay, Randy, do you have regrets in your relationship with Adam? Do you regret towing his car?
No,
In fact, I wish I did it twice.
it hadn't been ticketed, so it had to go.
Adam, do you regret some of the things you said about Randy after that?
Nope.
What are we going to do with this relationship with your baby mom's dad?
Well, hopefully in time, it gets better.
Randy said something that kind of bothered me. Is it true that you asked Chelsea to buy you a truck?
Way back then, yeah.
How does that work?
From him spoiling her. She gets whatever she wants.
So therefore he needs to bring you into that mix?
That was in the past. Past is the past, you know?
Yeah, but like, that seems to be a running theme with Adam throughout the course of these seasons. Oh, it was in the past. This was in the past. This was in the past. But you know what? The past affects the future. And your past affects people emotionally, physically, you know? So you can go, oh, well, it's just the past. Well, maybe for you. But like for the people that it affects, not so much.
Everybody makes mistakes.
You do feel like you can reconcile with Randy someday?
Someday, yeah.
Okay. And Randy, at very minimum, needs to see you treat his daughter a certain way for a while before he's going to come
I
down.
totally agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, these situations don't get better and they don't stay the same typically without help. Okay, so let's make a commitment now on behalf of Aubrey to get some help to sort through these issues. You will follow the direction of a caretaker and continue in some therapy. We've said it many times in this show, relationships are messy. Teen pregnancies create circumstances that are even messier and painful. You know, I really do hope this works out for everybody. I don't know how it's going to work out, and that's probably what scares you. You don't know really when you get the therapy. You have to be willing to go wherever it goes. Rather than clinging to your fantasy about where it has to go. You got to be willing to go where the healthy place, wherever that is.
Okay. Are you funding the therapy, Dr. Drew? Because, like, she can't even study for her GED. You think she's going to make time for therapy?
Let's give it that chance. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Randy, thanks for joining us. All right, Chelsea and I are going to chat again later in the show with the rest of the cast of Teen Mom 2. But for now, it's time to take another break, and when we return, Kaylin's going to join us. Things got bad between her and baby Isaac's dad, Joe. So where does everything stand today? The answer coming up. Don't move.
But wait, you didn't promise us that you were going to show us the babies. You're supposed to do that at every commercial break, or I won't know that it's happening.
Welcome back to the Teen Mom 2 finale special. Check up with me, Dr. Drew. Now, sadly, sons born to teen moms are more than twice as likely to end up incarcerated than sons born to older moms.
Neat. What a fun statistic.
Of course, Isaac's teen parents had their own run-ins with the law this season. Kaylin's mom actually called the cops when Joe wouldn't return Kaylin's belongings until she returned the money that she'd borrowed to pay for college. Kaylin, looking back, do you have any regrets in how you handled that evening?
Well, I really didn't have much control over it because I knew that I owed Joe money, but like my mom was set on calling the police.
All right, we're going to talk more about that, but first, Although Kaylin's always had a roof over her head this season, she never truly felt like she was home. It's quite a ride. Take a look at this.
Okay, but really fast.
Tough to watch, huh?
Yeah, it was.
What are you feeling?
I just don't know how you could say that to anybody. Like, especially the mother of your child.
Why do you think you said that?
I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure he was upset because I went for custody, but I didn't do it out of spite or anything like that. I did it out of, looking out for my son.
Clarity.
Yeah.
When you lived at Joe's house, things weren't that clear, were they?
Mm-mm.
You're in somebody else's house. You aren't getting along with your boyfriend, but you're living in his house. How do you feel about that choice now to live there?
I just think because things were so unclear, it was hard for me to make, the right decisions that would please everyone and look out for Isaac.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the horrible things Joe was saying.
Okay, sounds fun.
Where was he at? This is somebody that just before that had very kindly given you $600 to go to college. It was a really nice gesture, right? But why the switch?
I don't know. It's almost like he's a toxic, abusive partner. Granted, a mental health specialist probably would have known that, but
He felt betrayed that I dated someone else.
So it's not about going for custody, it's about the betrayal.
But it's not like I planned to go meet someone. Like when Jordan and I first met, we made it clear to each other that not only was I not looking for a relationship, but neither was he. But if there's more there, what are we going to do?
Go back to the betrayal. What is it about betrayal that would make somebody so enraged?
Trust, I guess. I don't know.
Is it possible that he really liked you and felt horrible when you betrayed him?
listen, Dr. Drew has a history on these reunions, specifically with Kale, of siding with whichever dad is sitting there this season. And I don't like it. I'm not saying that like fathers of children have no valid concerns or reasons for their behavior. But like he always phrases things to Kaylin in a way that is meant to make her feel nothing but guilt. And like, yeah, maybe she didn't do everything correctly, but like he ended the relationship first. Like, fuck off.
Probably, but...
I'm not saying it justifies what he said.
No, I know.
But can you understand?
I absolutely understand, because he did it to me while I was pregnant. And I feel that I hold that resentment against him. So I don't see...
Was that a tit for tat? Were you just trying to get back at him?
No, I don't think I was trying to get back at him, but the way it happened, like, that's just the way it played out. And I'm like, unfortunately for me, like, I know looking back now, I could have done things differently. Mm. I know that. Mm. But if I didn't make all the choices that I've made, I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
You're somewhere good today?
Yeah.
Where are you today?
I'm in my own place, and Joe doesn't know where I live, so he can't come knocking on my door at a fit of rage. And, you know, I'm just trying to I'm still in school, I still go to work. So, like, I'm proud of where I am, and I don't want anyone else to take that away from me.
And that's valid. Especially when you got goons like Dr. Drew trying to make you feel bad about a relationship that likely wasn't gonna work anyway. I get it, like, the level of disrespect of seeing someone behind the backs of everyone who's letting you live in their house for free, that's kind of shitty, but like, that's like, I'm a teenager shitty, not like, I stole your credit cards and went to New Jersey shitty.
For you, Kale, what's been the most difficult part about being a teen mom?
Well, right now, like, I do everything by myself. And when I come home at night, it's just me and Isaac. I don't have someone to, like, put groceries away, and I have to take care of Isaac, or like take a 5-minute shower, and then like cooking dinner and getting up, and I do everything by myself.
Sounds exhausting. Joe said a lot of hateful things to you. If he seems to hate you so much, why do you think he kept begging for the relationship to get another chance?
Maybe he felt bad about the things that he did, and he thought that we could work it out.
You think maybe he really cared about you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop it, you fucking weirdo.
So,
Jordan comforted me when Joe couldn't. And he just was a different kind of like support. And I was hurt so much that it was kind of like once you are hurt so much, there's just like there's no going back.
what kind of role do you want Joe to play in Isaac's life?
I want him to be his dad.
Are you facilitating that? Are you making that possible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he stepping up to that?
hmm
What would you like to see happen for you and Isaac in the next, say, 2 years?
I would like to be done with school, be making enough money to like provide for Isaac by myself, and I want like self-confidence that I can do this.
What are you so upset about?
Joe always says all this stuff like I can't make it without him, and I'm like such a person.
That, my dear, is coming from insecurity. At the end of the day, Joe is a little bitch boy who lives in his parents' house at this juncture. His parents would clearly have a lot of money based on the size of that house. So, you're gonna do fine.
Do you think you're a person?
Wish she said yes. Yes, I do. I do. And I think you're a shitty person too, Dr. Drew.
That counts for something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I always feel like the weight of the world is on you.
Mm-hmm.
You take on a lot. You and Jordan now are exclusively dating.
Mm-hmm.
Are you living together?
No.
But he's in your life regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we'll have more with Kaylin in just a moment. And when we do, the other man in her life will be joining us. Of course, I'm talking about Jordan.
Oh, Troglodyte City, bitch!
And we're back with the Teen Mom 2 finale special. I'm Dr. Drew, still here with one of our teen moms, Kaylin. And joining us now is Kaylin's boyfriend, Jordan. Welcome to the show, Jordan. Thanks for joining us.
Even the Troglodyte put on a nice sweater and a collared shirt.
Wow, the room suddenly got electrified by those shoes. Woo!
Oh, Dr. Drew, you are so funny.
Jordan, Kaylin must express all this to you. You must be aware this has been going on in her life.
Yeah.
What do you do to support her?
I basically just try to be there for her, and
He lets me cry on him.
You're just available.
yeah.
Now, she has broken things off with you in the past because she was living with Joe's parents. Is that right?
Yes.
How did that feel when that was happening?
It was rough, but I understood the situation. Like, she had to go home every night to that and not try to step on anyone's feet.
So you didn't want to upset the what was going on at Joe's parents. Have you had previous girlfriends?
No.
She's your first girlfriend?
Yes.
Nifty.
You know that, Kaylin?
I know. I'm like, that's a lot to handle. It's your first girlfriend with a baby, your first girlfriend that dates you while they're living with their ex, and their first girlfriend that just has her whole life on TV. Like, that is so much.
It's pretty heavy, Jordan.
Well, he does his cave drawings at night to, get out his feelings about everything. It's like journaling. Journaling for troglodytes. I smell a series.
What do you say to that?
He does such a good job.
It's nice that you acknowledge that it's a lot. I mean, that's good of you to give him that.
Well, yeah, because when we don't, we are trashed for it. Single women, particularly single mothers, are given an exceptionally hard time for being seen as like used goods or like someone not worth dating. So like when people then date single mothers, it's very common for a single mother to be like, wow, this guy is great and not a piece of shit.
Does it scare you?
Yeah, because he doesn't have any obligations to stay with me and Isaac. He can leave at any time.
How does he get along with Isaac?
They get along so good. It's great.
Jordan, have you introduced her to your family?
Yes.
Are you in love?
Yes, I am.
Are you in love?
Oh, troglodyte love. Troglodyte love.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm working on it.
Jordan, how do you think this relationship would be different if Kaylin weren't a teen mom?
I'm not sure we would have even met because her circumstances kind of made her get the job
Threw you together a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan seems very different than Joe.
Yeah.
What attracted you to Jordan?
Well, when I walked in for my interview, he was 6'6" and had like such a big smile on his face.
And now that I've gotten to know him, he's actually 7'4" and drags his knuckles on the ground. Carries a club with him everywhere. He's really into the Flintstones. Oh, my ass hurts.
Like, he just seems so happy about everything. He doesn't let anything bother him.
How does your family feel about Kaylin and this relationship?
They're okay with me dating Kaylin.
Did they give you any advice about how to have a relationship with Isaac?
Not really.
I will give you some. It's not good for Isaac to have men come in and go out of his life.
Yeah, so stop having your gay orgies at Kaylin's house, okay?
If you're going to be in his life, you got to be in for a while.
We've had that talk.
You've had that talk? What'd you tell him?
That if he's not in this for the long run, then he should leave now.
That's a very courageous thing to say.
That's called a mother protecting her child. We're not all Janelle.
What did he tell you?
That he wouldn't have come this far if it wasn't for the long run.
Okay, guys. Kaylin's been pregnant once. What are you doing to prevent that from happening again?
We're not.
I got Mirena.
Okay.
I tried going on the pill again, like I was before I got pregnant. And I would never remember to do it. So I figured this is the best way for me not to forget. This is 5 years. I have my regular checkups. So
Any adverse effects from it?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Jordan, have you met Joe?
I have not.
Do you have any feelings about Joe?
From what I hear from the way he treats her, I kind of don't like him.
Have you watched the show?
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen when you meet Joe?
I don't plan on meeting him.
Oh, you might need to. It's the dad. I think Joe. I mean, I'm not justifying what he said. I just think he felt deeply betrayed.
It kind of sounds like you're justifying what he said because he was deeply betrayed.
I'm sure he did, but the thing is
I
that
think he actually really cares about you.
Yeah. If you will excuse me for 1 second, I'm gonna run downstairs and get my salt so that I can pour it directly into whatever wounds you have on your body, okay?
But my thing is that he has to understand that he grew up with his parents being married, and they're still married, and they fight through everything. I never went through that with my parents, so I don't know where that comes from.
So your instinct is to leave when there's a fight.
Even with him.
How do you get her not to leave?
Stand in front of the door.
Stand in front of door. Tell lady she pretty.
There's an advantage being 6'6".
When we argue, he doesn't like curse me out or call me names or tell me I'm so that's not something I want to fight through with Joe.
That's valid. I also like kind of have a problem. I mean, Jordan seems like a nice guy, so maybe it's not as big of a problem as like the red flag inside me going up, but like the stand in front of the door thing, like, okay, I get not wanting to like, and not wanting your girlfriend to leave you over an argument, but like you can't take away her autonomy to leave. So I don't know if that was a joke or if it was serious, but like if it was serious, like I don't fucking like that.
That's not something I wanted to fight through. It's not something I wanted to deal with. So why stay in a relationship where I'm unhappy?
So once it becomes abusive, you're out.
Yeah.
Loser. Did I mention Joe was deeply hurt?
Reasonable.
And even if it's not abusive, like Joe and I have fought in front of Isaac. And I'm not blaming it on Joe. I know it takes two. But why should I force myself to be happy with someone that I know it's just not going to work with?
You tried a bit too, didn't you?
I really did, and I don't think he sees it.
Well, you feel betrayed. And they did lay themselves out for you quite a bit.
I know they did, and I am thankful for that. I'm thankful for everything they've done to me.
Have you told them that?
Yes, I have.
Felt like a little bit of a Freudian slip there, but again, everything that he says to Kaylin, and maybe that's just the way he says it, but I'm not really willing to give Dr. Drew very many benefits of the doubt. I don't like the way he talks to her. I don't like the way he tries to make her feel guilty for everything. She has already acknowledged, like, she should have gone about things differently. Like, she's already done that. I think, like, if she was completely unself-aware like Janelle is, I would say, okay, yeah, hammer that point home. But, like, she's already acknowledged that.
We have Janet backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Have you spoken with her before today?
Not really.
Is there something you want to tell her?
Not particularly.
What the fuck? You're not Maury, dude.
How about thank you?
Well, of
Or
course,
I'm
thank
sorry.
you. Sorry for what? I could have done it differently, is how I always put it.
Fine.
I know that.
Fine.
I acknowledge that.
Okay. So you when she said, here are the rules, you could have said, sorry, I'm already dating somebody.
Yeah, and then get kicked out immediately. Like, I know I've been very clear about how I kind of side with Janet about the whole thing between the two of them, but like Dr. Drew's take here is so like misinformed. It's so surface. Like, he's not thinking about the intricacies of what he's saying. Like, if she had said outright to Janet, hey, I'm already seeing someone, Janet would have kicked her f***ing ass out. Like, then they would have been homeless, and she would have been in a, you know, and not an advantageous position. And granted, she put herself there. Obviously, she made the wrong choice by starting to date Jordan. Oversimplifying what she should have done is stupid. Especially for a doctor who does not specialize in mental health.
It's hard to, like, explain my feelings about it because, like, I am sorry, but then I'm not sorry because I know if I didn't make the choices I made, I wouldn't be here.
I understand you're happy with the outcome, but you're sorry the choices have had the impact
Right.
on them that they've had.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to talk more about it when Janet gets out here.
Okay.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan, thank you for being here. And
Good luck with all your cave drawings.
really, good luck. All right, stay tuned for more with Kaylin and the other teen moms and dads. Now, both Joe and his mother, Janet, are here with us today. When we come back, we'll get to the bottom of the living situation and find out why Joe has so much anger towards the mother of his baby. Don't go away.
I bet it's because he's deeply hurt.
We're back. This is the Teen Mom 2 finale special. I'm Dr. Drew, still here with one of our teen moms, Kaylin. And we are joined as well now by her baby's father, Joe, and his mom, Janet. Janet was a painful one, Kaylin loved.
Yeah. To me, she was my daughter. She wasn't just Kaylin. And I believe deeply in my heart that Jonathan loves her. And he still loves her.
Yeah. You remember when everybody was saying, like, oh, I get that toxic boy mom vibe from her? Yeah, I'm getting that now.
Right, Joe?
Oh, of course. I mean, she's a mother of my child. She's always going to be around. I mean, I'm always going to be in her life, and she's always going to be in mine.
You regret all the harsh language and stuff?
To a degree, yes. I mean, I feel like I could have controlled myself better.
I thought it was pretty cool you gave her the tuition money.
I was willing to do anything for her. You know what I'm saying? She's my family. I expected her to be my wife in the future. So I kind of, was willing to give out any money and anything she needed.
Except, support, help, kindness. $600 though. Pretty cool.
For her and my son.
How you feeling?
It's hard for me to hear some of this stuff because there was a point where, I did believe that he does love me and we could possibly make it. But just, like, through all the arguing and everything, like, just wasn't worth it to me. And, like, yes, they did help me out so much.
Has Kaylin expressed her gratitude to you?
Mm-hmm. I truly believe that she is grateful for it. I don't have a problem with her going on with her life. It's nothing more that I wanted for her than to be successful, be strong. What hurt me was the way she went about it. The sneakiness.
I feel like, looking back, I absolutely see that I could have done things differently. And I am sorry.
What should you have done?
I should have waited to date someone else. I absolutely know that.
There was a moment where they were engaged and they were madly in love. They wanted to work things out. He had, and he still has, up until recently, this fantasy about my little family.
That's why it was so painful when it wasn't.
And so when it didn't work out.
Right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean...
Make sure you cut the woman off. Don't let her finish her f***ing sentence. Also, ew, shut up. I actually am going to agree with cutting her off on that one. That was weird. It was weird. Very strong I'm a boy mom energy.
That's really what the hurt really was. I mean, I just, I had this vision in my head of just a happy life and a beautiful family.
And
a woman I love and a child I loved. And
from your standpoint, Kaylin spoiled that.
Yeah, to a degree.
Great, but also, you were the one who asked her to move out. You were the one that ended the relationship. So I'm really confused as to where were the other conversations that were happening then? Because to blame it all on Kale when he was the first one to go, yeah, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. Which is why she moved to the basement.
I feel like she didn't give it a chance.
You still love Kaylin?
Of course, yeah.
You still love Kaylin?
Oh, yeah.
Are you in love with Kaylin?
I wouldn't say that. I'm in love with her.
Okay. What do you say on that?
We're not together now, and we still fight and argue about the stupidest things. And I think that's like a huge reason for why it just won't work. Like I just don't see
really
it working.
have any, grudges against you about anything you've done in the past. I mean, it's done. It's over with. In my eyes, I have to deal with what is in front of me now, and to look back and try to, sit here and be angry with you about something that's already been done and over with, and gone over 1,000 times. It's really pointless and time wasting to me.
Yeah, for sure. But like we're at the reunion where we're supposed to talk about the things that happened in the past, so that's kind of what we're here for.
Janet, I'm curious, when you set that one rule about not dating while she was in your house, they were already broken up, right, at that point?
They were already broken up from what I understood. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but why was that such an important rule to you?
It was an important rule for me because I didn't want to take a chance of having her in my roof, getting pregnant again from someone else.
That's fair. I think that's fair. I think that is fair logic. Especially because they were so friggin' young. And it happened once already. I get it. I get wanting to put those precautions into place.
That was,
Did you know that?
Yes, I understand that. But I wasn't even having sex at that point.
I don't know that, sweetheart.
That's what she was afraid of, and reasonably?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But
and right then was where the missed opportunity was, where she could have gone, I'm already dating.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Janet's like, yeah, and then I would have kicked her out. Like, why do you think that's a good solution?
Right?
Yeah.
I don't expect her to be perfect, Dr. Drew. It's just that when she moved into the basement, when they broke up, I mean, she was in the basement for maybe about a week or two, and we get up in the morning to go get ready for work, and she'd be in his bed. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Are you with him or you're not? We can't do this.
That's another thing that really bothered me about the whole situation. The fact that, we technically weren't together, but we really acted towards each other like we were. You know what I'm saying?
I just
She
don't
slept
see
in
it
my
that way.
bed.
Joe, did you feel her pulling away emotionally?
I could tell at times, but it wasn't it wasn't always like that. I mean, there were times when we would hang out and go out to dinner and have lunch or kiss and even make out and have sex and do whatever.
We didn't have sex for 3 months.
Right.
No, it's not.
I don't like Joe. Joe now-ish, better. But this, ugh.
It just pisses me off that you say that because...
You were half naked in my bed when
No,
you
I
told me
wasn't.
about Jordan.
Okay,
No, I
what
wasn't.
are you talking about?
Stop, Joe.
All right, I'm gonna stop. All right, let me calm down. All right.
It's not.
I don't like him. I don't like Joe. I don't like Joe. I don't like early day Joe. I don't like Dr. Drew. I don't like anybody right now. Except Barbara. Can we be done with this so we can talk to Barbara?
Sorry.
Okay. I just had to say.
Yeah,
that.
so when you cheated on me with a 25-year-old while I was pregnant.
When did I cheat? When did I cheat on you?
While I
You
was
guys
pregnant.
gonna stop?
When
Hey,
did I cheat on you?
guys.
When?
It's
Tell me when.
unnecessary.
Show me that.
Mom, Dad.
I never cheated.
Behave like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, now's the time to be condescending.
But it's just this is what I was talking about when I was talking about how we can't get over things. Joe and I cannot get over
Well,
honestly, to this day,
well, yeah.
he will never know if Jordan and I were together when, the one time, whatever, when we had sex. And I will never know if he truly had sex with someone else. It's like that. We consider it cheating because we don't know. And that's what we can't get over.
But here's what I hear when you say that. I hear, I can't feel safe in this relationship. I can't trust you, and I can't trust you to be honest.
Right, but they're not in a relationship, Dr. Drew. So, why don't you help them work through moving past this relationship instead of being so fixated on what happened during the relationship?
Ever. And you say the same thing to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, John, looking now at the tapes and some of the things you said, do you regret? Do you have feelings about it?
You already asked him this. He said to a degree. Do we really need all this time filler?
I'm gonna be more specific.
Well, I saw you a couple times lose it, and call her a whore. Do you regret that?
To a degree, yes.
You want to apologize for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, why don't you do
apologize for calling you a whore. I mean, I don't think you're a whore. I mean,
Or a piece
I'm not laughing.
I'm just kidding. I was just kidding.
I don't think it's funny.
Well, I did.
Because where am I? I'm on my own. I go to school and I
Okay,
work.
that's fine. But where would you have been if we would work together and on
Where would you have been without Joe and his family?
How many times does she need to acknowledge that they took her in and that she's grateful for it? Like, how many times does she have to do it to meet your satisfaction? Are we just trying to get coverage to make sure that we have all these conversations? And if so, can the editors that put this together be fired? Because, like, what the fuck?
To be honest, I don't know.
Right.
But am I a piece of because of that?
No.
No, he was apologizing.
No, he wasn't. No, he was not. He said, sorry for calling you a whore. I don't think you're a whore. And then when suggested to apologize for calling her a piece of shit, he laughed. That's what an apology is? Fuck you, Dr. Drew.
I apologize for saying that. But the reason I said that was, like I said, I was angry about the dishonesty. And I think that is very of a person to be that dishonest and not over just a week or something like that, over a matter of months.
Okay.
Right. So, what he did was take the thing that Dr. Drew said, which was, I think he liked you a lot. I think he felt really betrayed. I think Joe picked that up and ran with it because Dr. Drew has already made an excuse for the behavior that Joe has exhibited towards Kaylin. So, great job, Dr. Drew.
Hold on, Janet.
You know, I didn't understand completely where his pain was coming from. But when we saw it was the second episode, and we actually saw Kaylin walking out of my door, out of her home, a home that we provided for them both, and had him drive her to the park to go meet with Jordan. I was hurt by that.
I said several times, looking back, I know I could have done things differently. But my thing is, when I was pregnant and Joe got to go out and do his own thing with whoever.
How often did he go out?
Every day
And
after
I'm not
work while I
protecting
was
you because
pregnant.
you went out too.
Yes,
Kayla.
I did. I know that. But while I was pregnant, even
it
in
works
16
both ways, honey.
When you were pregnant,
Okay,
I was
can I finish,
working
please?
12
I'm
hours
not
a day
done.
and
I'm
going
really
to
not
school.
done, Joe.
Waking
Joe.
up and then work at 3, 4 in the morning.
And then you would go hang
getting
out.
up,
And then you would go hang
hanging
out.
out for an hour or two, and then getting
This
up
is why-
at 6 o'clock in the morning, having to go to school all day, and then coming home to you bitching at me
Because if you were pregnant,
because I wasn't around while you were.
Hey, hang on a second. Right now, not so bad that they're apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yikes.
There's a lot of hurt feelings flying around, and they're not
No,
not going to go away.
I get that, but through all of this, like, since I started dating someone else that I lived there, and since I moved out, where has my support system been besides Jordan? Like, I feel
I'm always
like
here for you.
I just feel like I'm
You
ganged
know
up on.
Hold on. I know that. I heard lots of positive things come from that.
Especially Janet. Yes, I know that, but not from Joe.
Well, but Joe, there's a lot of deep hurt feelings flying around.
Okay, well, maybe he should sack up and deal with them. Maybe men should be less emotional.
A lot of negativity. You both get into it, right? You both get into it. You both are really good parents. You're doing an amazing job. I heard Janet say that several times.
I didn't, but okay, I'm sure it was just edited out.
Being autonomous, going to school, working, doing all those things we've been talking about. Remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Remarkable.
Yep.
Really. And you need to hear that a lot. Joe, you got to help. It is the mom of your baby, and she needs to feel confident.
And we're willing to help. I'm going to tell you
proud of her
that now
too.
in front of Dr. Drew, we're willing to help. But she needs to stop shutting us out.
I would be shutting you out too. Sorry. But like when Kaylin came to collect her stuff, she handed Joe the money and Janet just let Joe verbally assault her. Like, I don't know. I feel like my trust in Janet would have been gone at that point. I don't think I would want your support anymore. I think she lost it when it counted. And like I said, I'm not excusing the things that Kayla's done. Like, she was careless and thoughtless and prioritizing the wrong things, in my opinion. But like, to the degree that she needs to be verbally assaulted with the cosign of her ex's mom, like, fuck out of here with that.
Let me ask this, Kaylin. As a starting point,
Mm-hmm.
would you be willing to start calling and talking to Janet a little bit?
Calling, yes.
Start calling and communicating and chatting with her. Because I really do believe Janet has your back. Would you stand up and take a hug from Janet?
Yeah.
I hate these manufactured moments. They make me so uncomfortable.
Go ahead.
Come here.
Thank you guys. Very courageous. And we're going to have more from Kaylin soon, along with the other 3 teen moms. That's coming up a little later. And for all our viewers, remember that at teenmom2.mtv.com, there's a ton of information about pregnancy prevention. So please log on and learn those facts.
Yeah, log on. Hurry up. You've got mail.
And after the break, we're going to chat with Janelle. She and her mom were at each other's throats all season. So how are they doing now, and what's the status of Janelle's relationship with Kiefer? That and much more coming up next.
I don't know, but what's the status with Janelle holding Jace? Did you notice how every other mom that was holding their child was, like, encouraging them to smile and wave and, you know, looked like they'd held their child before? Just something to note.
This is the Teen Mom 2 finale special, a checkup with me, Dr. Drew. Now, here's something to consider. Children born to teen moms are more likely to suffer abuse and neglect than those born to older mothers. I'm here with Jace's mom, Janelle.
How apropos for that statistic.
Janelle, what are your thoughts when you look at the fights that you're having with your mom?
Well, it really concerns me, and now I've been trying to, like, just stay more calm and walk away from the situation.
Okay. Well, Janelle's complicated journey has been filled with custody battles, deception, even a few moments in prison. So here's Janelle's story on Teen Mom 2.
Okay, we're gonna watch it really fast, like all the rest, but, like, somehow it's not surprising to me that a man who doesn't believe in, you know, vaccines doesn't know the difference between jail and prison, but whatever, Dr. Drew.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Why'd you bail him out?
Because I missed him, and I didn't want to be alone.
You had a way of thinking during this season that troubled me. You kept going to, I'm going to show her, I'm going to get school, I'm going to get a better house, I'm going to get a better car. And you seem to be just sort of wishing it into existence rather than going, okay, first I'm going to take some classes, and then I'm going to figure out what I want to do. And you know what I mean? You sort of miss the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because she approaches everything with the brain of a 12-year-old.
And then and then when things wouldn't happen magically, you go, screw it, I'm going to take the credit cards and we're going to go on a road trip. What is that?
I don't know, like, just, like, I try and try and try so hard, and then it's like, I get to the point where I'm just like, whatever.
Jace is no longer a priority at that point, too. I mean, Jace needs to be a priority in your life, right? And then all of a sudden, you say he is, and then he isn't.
Right. Yeah.
I was way too wrapped up with Kiefer.
Is that healthy?
No, it's not at all.
Certainly not a good way to be mom. Do you regret going to the beach house?
Yes. It was so stupid because we had nowhere to hang out because at the time he was homeless, but we, you know, the cops even told us the night before, don't go back there. If we catch you there, we're going to arrest you. And we were just stupid enough to go back there the very next night.
Yep.
Talk to me about the episode where you used your mom's credit cards.
Well, I ran out of money. I had no more money. And, of course, I wanted to help Kiefer out.
But the things your mom's always getting on you for is the choices you make.
Okay, did you want to hear the story or no? Because...
In that whole episode, you missed work, you used your mom's credit cards, you sort of blew everything off. Does she have a point there?
Well, every time, like, I'm with Kiefer, I seem to blow everything off. Like,
so when
everything.
she says he's dragging you down, she has a point there, too.
Yeah.
So you do the right thing and get a job, you take care of your financial aid, you go to school, and then relationships take you down. All right. The being alone is a big issue for you, right? We've heard you bring that up a number of times this season.
It's just like, I can't stand to be lonely. Like, I want to feel loved. Like, I don't feel loved from my mom. I don't feel loved from, like, any of my family.
You're horrible. I mean, that sounds bad, but, like, she is. Like, there's no level of, like, understanding that what Janelle wants is not always what Janelle's gonna get. She acts like a person who has never been told no in their lives, except she's been told no repeatedly, and she's been corrected, maybe not appropriately, but, you know, we've seen Barbara a number of times try to put down boundaries and try to, dole out punishments or whatever. You know, obviously there was something there that wasn't working in the parenting plan, but like, she's not likable. You know, and I would imagine she's a hard person to want to love because she's so combative and she's so selfish and so horrible to people.
Tell me about the loneliness. Where
It's
was you
just-
first experienced it as being overwhelming?
I would say my first real relationship after we broke up, I just didn't want to be alone.
Right then.
Yeah, and then like ever
Sure.
since I've been 14, it's like as soon as I end a relationship, jump in another one, jump in another
What's
one.
that all
another-
about? You'll take anybody?
Well, it's not that I'll take anybody. It's just whoever.
Let's look at what you took. Kiefer, he seems like a charming guy. He
Mhm.
seems like a nice guy. He's a criminal. He's homeless. What's not to love?
Wow. Yeah. Because according to Dr. Drew, if you're homeless, you are not lovable. There are a whole host of reasons to not like Kiefer. Him being homeless is not one of them. Him being a grifter is one of them. Him mooching off of Janelle is one of them. I feel like we could have said that very differently.
Well, his humor is what got me. Because he's such a funny guy. When you're so upset, he can make you happy.
Okay. What's the status with him now?
We're currently, I guess you can say, broken up.
You're broken up,
Mhm.
even though you bailed him out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel used by him?
Very,
You do.
very. I feel like he's using me for my money, for my car, like everything.
Because he is. Because he is.
How did this happen to you? How do you let this happen repeatedly?
I think I just look for like the bad boys. I think that's my problem. I don't look for someone that is motivated to do anything.
I'm angry with Kiefer, aren't you?
I'm actually more angry with Janelle. Kiefer is a symptom. He's not the problem. He is a problem. He's a whole ass problem. But he's a symptom in this larger disease. Dr. Drew, he's not the root of the issue. He's not the typhoid Mary, if you will.
Very.
You can send him a message today if you want. I mean, tell him to off if you want.
She could, but at this point she was secretly seeing him after she bailed him out of jail, Dr. Drew, so.
Go ahead. That camera. You let him.
Kiefer, you're a douchebag.
Thank you. That's a little better. It's a little better.
The way the audience is like, yes, girl, stand up! And she's f***ing him later that night.
A little better?
Yeah.
A little bit? It's time to be Jace's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think? And not
Yeah.
not Janelle, the teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I like how where we go straight into it's time to be Jason's mom, right? Like, we're gonna show up. Like, not once has he recommended therapy for her abandonment issues and attachment issues. Not once. It's almost like he's not a mental health expert. But let's make sure that Chelsea and Adam get into couples therapy. Let's make sure Janet and Kaylin talk to each other. But I'm sure whatever attachment issues Janelle has, I'm sure it'll be fine.
How are things going with Barbara?
We're still arguing.
Don't you worry about what that's going to do to Jace?
Yeah, and that's why like I'm planning to move out as soon as possible.
And will you have Jace at that point, or does your mom keep Jace?
If I want Jace's custody back, either she can say, okay, you're doing good, here, I'll sign back custody. Or she'll be like, no, you're going to have to fight me. So then I would have to hire a lawyer and fight in court.
What would you have done without Barbara?
I don't know what I would do. Because, I mean, that's where I live. That's how I eat. That's where I sleep.
You'd be homeless without her.
Mm-hmm.
You and Jace.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know how Dr. Drew feels about the homeless.
It's pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
It is very scary, and I'm glad that I made the right decision to sign over temporary custody.
How does that make you feel about yourself as a mom?
It makes me feel responsible.
So it was a responsible move.
Yeah,
Do you think your mom loves you?
yeah. But
If
she
you-
doesn't tell me enough.
Okay, so you don't feel the love enough.
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe you should stop, committing felonies with her credit card and take care of your f***ing kid. And maybe she'd have a little more bandwidth to show her love and affection.
She's pretty critical, too.
Yeah, because she yells too much.
Well, you yell back.
If she just like sat there and talked to me, then I wouldn't yell.
I don't think that that's true because while Barbara does yell all the time, even in the moments where she has tried to have a calm and sincere conversation with Janelle, Janelle has been the one to start yelling and leave. Now, again, granted, there have been situations where Barbara should just shut the fuck up. There are situations where Barbara started yelling first. Absolutely. But to put a blanket statement down, like, if she would just talk to me instead of yell at me, I wouldn't, da-da-da-da. No, girl. It's just like you wouldn't have taken Jace to New Jersey with you. We do think you're that irresponsible, okay? We seen you with Kiefer.
But she yells at me, I yell back, and then it all starts.
How's Barbara doing as a mom?
She's doing good.
Okay. All right, well, Barbara's here, and she and her daughter clearly need to talk. We're going to tackle their parenting styles, their relationship with Jace, and, of course, their relationship with each other. That's coming up right after the break, so you do not want to go away.
Don't tell me what I do and do not want to do, you dumbass.
Welcome back to the Teen Mom 2 finale. I'm Dr. Drew, now joined by Janelle and her mom, Barbara. Now, Janelle, you and your mom have issues communicating, and despite all the fighting, you've said you'd be in real trouble without Barbara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you be?
I have no idea.
Still, because the first time you asked me, I had no idea. And I still have no idea.
Homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Does she express her appreciation for what you've done?
Janelle never expresses anything to me but just respect. I can't even have a conversation with Janelle. I can't even say a word to her, and she's telling me, that I'm a bitch. You're a mommy, you're a bitch.
And then I'll be sitting there, and I'll be crying over Kiefer, and she'll sit there and be like, you know what? You're such a stupid bitch for getting one of them in the first place. And instead of telling me, it's okay, you're going to be all right, let me have a hug, she sits there and yells at me.
Janelle, throughout the years, has tried to do this thing where she says, I'm crying so bad and no one came and asked what's wrong and petted my head and dried my tears and, it's just like, that's not how life goes, You're not always going to have somebody, and yes, your mother should be that person that's listening and comforting you in a normal set of circumstances. Not in the ones where you're mourning the relationship that's literally taken over her life and affects your son that she's taking care of. But she really expects the world to stop when she cries. She really expects the whole world to stop and ask her what's wrong and console her. And it's like, that's not how that works. And that's not just teenage Janelle. That carries through her adulthood. You will hear her say numerous of times this scenario goes on. I was crying so bad and no one even cared. And girl, shut the fuck up.
Because I'm crying.
Mm-hmm. At one point, seemed like you were really making some positive changes. Mm-hmm. You got your financial aid in order, you're going to school, you got a job. Barbara, are you supporting this?
Well.
Or are you burned out? Because I know you've been down this road a couple times.
Janelle, we thought was doing the positive thing, going to school. She said to me, I'm so happy to be back at school, mm-hmm. Mom. I'm so excited. I said, well, I'm glad for you, Janelle. Hopefully, you meet the right people and so forth and so on. And then we got Matt Kiefer. And ever since Matt Kiefer, then she just did all the schoolwork.
Maybe he's out today. Maybe he's out.
Well, we'll see what tomorrow brings when we get home, won't we? Because this has been, what I hear?
Janelle's face is very telling. I do believe in the first episode of the next season, they are together already.
I hear this every day. Every day. Oh, I hate Kiefer. We broke up.
Janelle, I thought that's what she would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I love watching the girls chit chat.
So you said you have no one that tells you they love you.
Exactly.
Do you hear her say that?
I do tell her I love her all the time, Dr. Drew. She doesn't want to hear it.
That's a different issue.
No.
Now, because I would like to see it happen, and then I
But
can
I
work on
always
it.
Could you real quick reenact you telling Janelle that you love her?
tell her that.
Well, let me hear how it goes. Take her
Yeah.
hand. Take her hand.
Janelle,
Janelle, let her take your hand. It's all right.
Janelle, I love you. I always loved you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't even take care of your child if I didn't love you.
That is the boomerest thing I've ever heard. Boomers really don't know how to do anything without making it about themselves. I think justified where Barbara's concerned, but like, that's the boomerest thing. No offense again to all my boomers out there who watch my channel. You are the exception, not the rule. Unless you're the rule, in which case, shape up.
Barbara, the last time we were together, I asked you to tell her a couple of positive things about who she is and what you admire about her. I want to try that again. Can we try it again?
All right.
3 things. 3 things you love and admire about Janelle.
It can't be the same thing you said last time.
That's something new. The last time you said she was intelligent and beautiful.
This was the part of this reunion that still stuck out in my head because that is brutal. I can't imagine what we didn't see off camera if Barbara is actually actively struggling to think about things that she likes about her daughter. I don't know who it says worse things about, to be honest.
I gotta think this now. My God. I don't know. Well, I think Janelle is a very strong person. I think that,
Okay. She's a very strong person, which I agree.
I think that she could go very far in her life.
So, what does that mean? She's ambitious? When she puts her mind
She
to it?
can be
Okay.
very ambitious.
Okay.
I think she's ambitious. I think she's strong, and
What's number 3? This is where we got hung up last time.
well, I know that she's, highly intelligent.
You said that last time.
I know.
We all know that.
I always get to the 2, and I can't get to the 3rd.
Well, at least you haven't gone negative on me, so I'm going to hold you to the 3rd. We're going to put your hand to the fire. Is she lovable?
No.
Ouch. Ouch. I mean, I see it too, but like, if this was a real therapy session with a real therapist, a real doctor who specializes in mental health, I feel like this would have turned into a really good breakthrough conversation. Because factually, from a third-party perspective, I would agree Janelle does not appear to be lovable in any sense of the word. And I don't think Barbara saying that she's not lovable means that she doesn't love her. I think it means she's not easy to love.
She's not lovable. That's pretty heavy. What does she need to do to be lovable?
She needs to be a kind of person. Everything is just about Janelle, about nobody else. Maybe the boys, but I mean, other than that, nobody else. She doesn't care about me. I know she loves Jace, but she'd rather be out with her friends than being around her baby.
No. We've seen the footage, hon. Like, you can argue like a 6-year-old all you want, but like, we've seen it. Not just one time, over and over again. Sorry.
Yes. No. Yes. No.
I think you burned your mom out. Because you are worthy of love. You're a lovable person. You really are.
There's a difference between being worthy of love and being lovable. Being lovable implies that you are someone that is easy to love. I'm not saying she's not worthy of love, but like, lovable? I don't think so, dude.
It's a pretty profound statement, particularly when your needs for love are so substantial. If you could really express what your needs are to her, it might get through to her. You want to try?
Well, I tried telling her before.
Let's try now.
Well, I'm asking you to show me that you care about me instead of yelling at me. Because all you do is yell at me all the time.
You stole her credit cards. Choose men over your son. You don't take care of your son. You're making no strides to actively, consistently take care of your son. You're out all the goddamn time. You're smoking weed in front of her house. Girl, shut the fuck up and sit down.
And you know, Janelle, I am so hurt by you for the disrespect you are to me.
Let's hear her.
Oh, she doesn't disrespect me. That's all I do for her. She disrespects me. I am done.
I hear
with
that you're
her.
done. I hear.
Done.
Listen, I feel like Barbara's feelings are absolutely valid. I feel like even Janelle's feelings are valid. People in Barbara's generation, the boomers for the most part, I don't think they know how to have a conversation about feelings, right? Because while I do lean towards agreeing with Barbara like 100% of the time, that's not fair. We'll say 98% of the time. Dr. Drew asked Janelle to share with her mother what she wants from her, what her emotional needs are as far as their relationship is concerned. Janelle does that. No matter how manufactured that, that need was or wasn't, expresses that, and in return is met with Barbara saying, "This is how you make me feel." That's not productive. That's not a productive conversation about how you're just going to hit roadblocks, because while it's valid that Barbara feels disrespected and hurt and sad and upset and angry, we were talking about Janelle's feelings. And like, sometimes even if all of everything that person is, even if that is what is causing your hurt and pain, to work on the relationship, you have to hear what the other person feels and needs, like, without making it about yourself. Does that make sense? I'm Dr. Drew.
I've been doing this with her, this bad behavior, since she's 15.
She's been doing it with me. She's been doing it with my brother, my sister.
No, we're not talking about...
It's everyone, everyone around her. It's always their fault.
How can she, right, see me take custody of this baby? How many times I've thrown her out in the past year and taken her back in because I'm her mother, and yet she treats me and hurts me
and what
over
about me?
and over and over again.
And what about me?
I am your mother.
Okay, and I am your daughter.
Valid. Sorry, but valid.
I would not yell at Jace the way you yell at me. I would never yell at him that bad. Never.
Yeah, I would just let my husband in the future strangle him.
You know, Janelle,
I'm about to be
done.
Finished.
With what?
With filming. I'm about to walk off set.
Okay. What do you want to do to make this okay?
I want to stop filming. I want to stop talking about this. I've been arguing with her the entire time we've been here.
Okay, let's stop. Okay, let's take account about this. Why do you keep going back to your mom's house? Part of it seems like the reason you keep going home is Jace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not good for Jace or you or Barbara to be living together right now. Doesn't it feel like that?
I know. That's why I'm moving out as soon as I get home.
You guys fight like this at home all the time?
All the time, every day.
She's not didn't come home for Jace.
Okay.
Called out.
Let me just. She needed a place to stay.
You got it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. But I think one of the reasons she keeps coming back is Jace is there.
I think one of the reasons she keeps coming back is because she knows Barbara will let her. I think Barbara needed to let her fall on her ass one of these times. Maybe not the credit card time, but definitely one of these times. It should have been a solid no. You want to be out of the house all the time? And figure it out. There's only so much you can do,
That motivates her to come back. It's one of the reasons.
That's the only reason why I come back.
Okay.
If I never got pregnant, I would have been gone. I would have been across the country.
What would you have done?
I would have been living somewhere else with someone else and have my own life.
Can you at least agree to peaceably coexist on behalf of Jace? Jace is here.
Yeah, okay. Why are we not encouraging therapy for these two? I'll wait.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You both love Jace. You're lucky to have Barbara to help out. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think, Barbara?
When Janelle doesn't live with me, when she's out of the house,
You're better.
I am so much
And
better.
so is she.
The whole house
Yeah,
is calm.
but Barbara, she's been. Hang on. Calmer.
Bullshit where? If Barbara only has to deal with taking care of your child and not also policing your behaviors or hoping that you'll show up when you actually are scheduled to babysit your own child, why wouldn't it be calmer? Why wouldn't it be better? I don't even think that was meant as an insult. I think that's probably factual.
You're both better off when she's not living around you guys.
Correct.
Okay, so I just hope you'll, Janelle, maintain Jace as a priority in your life, because I know you guys both love him very much, and he certainly needs both you guys. You can't let that switch that goes off in your head cause you to go so far away that you leave your son. You know, you're pretty unreachable when you get in that state.
You mean like right now when Diane Downs is sitting there dissociating from reality?
All right, guys, thank you. It's very tough. I understand. You have a plan. You're going to move out. We're going to be civil here today on behalf of Jace, whom we all love. Okay.
Way to use the babies as a weapon, Dr. Drew.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're watching at home and you or someone you know is struggling with abusive relationships, help is available at loveisrespect.org. And also, you can always talk to someone anonymously. That's at the Love is Respect National Teen Dating Abuse Line. The number for that is 866-331-9474. It's an important issue, and you are never alone. So I want to encourage everyone, reach out, get help, and learn about healthier ways to communicate with your partner.
Yes, you are never alone, but Janelle is so alone. Remember that time when she pushed Barbara inside her own house? I do.
Janelle and Barbara, thank you. Thank you for coming today. More with them and the other teen moms in just a minute. Of course, we'll see all babies, all 5 of them. That's right, up after this.
Sweet, there's the promise of other people's children.
Welcome back to the Teen Mom 2 finale special. I'm Dr. Drew, and I'm joined by all of our teen moms. All right, guys, this is a chance now for you to ask one another questions. I mean, we've been through a lot here today, and you guys have been listening and hearing one another's stories. Leah, do you have a question for someone?
I have a question for Chelsea. How do you deal with being in the middle of, like, your dad and Adam, like, how they fight and stuff?
I don't. I just cry until one of them gives in.
I try to keep, like, my relationship separate. Like, I know I'm not going to bring, like, Adam around my dad if it makes him uncomfortable. I try to just keep it as separate as possible until it's good.
Is it not hard?
It's hard. And it's frustrating.
And it's a problem that you bring on yourself.
She avoids.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you
stressful.
can't avoid.
I know.
Maybe call her and remind her of that now that you guys spent a little
No
time
avoiding.
I know.
together. Chelsea, you have a question for someone?
Yeah. I'm just curious, like, how do you deal with all that? I know I'm stressed out and I have one baby, and you have twins on top, like, and Allie has medical problems. I have no idea how you deal with it.
I kind of just deal with it day by day. I don't have, like, really anything to like, relieve stress or anything.
That'll come years down the line. And not that I'm making fun of that. That fit right in there.
Take it for what it is.
Yeah.
And
Just
continue
go.
forward.
Janelle.
I was wondering, what was the hardest part about filming for you?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Probably just, like, not ever having, like, a stable place to live was, like, so rough because it's just, like, I wanted to always be able to do it on my own. I don't like having to rely on everyone else because I know I can do it. It's just, like, the finances.
Yeah, Janelle. It's like when you want something, so, like, you work for it. I know you're unfamiliar with that concept.
Which is not, they weren't there.
You want to be independent.
Did the filming make it harder?
Well, I was definitely, like, more vulnerable to, like, just, like, everything.
It's
So
just
it was just, like,
stressful.
the cameras being there just, like, captured, like, all of the hard times, you know? But then I feel like later on in my life, I can look back at it and
Yeah,
just
you can be like,
proud
wow.
of myself.
Yeah, like, wow, I went through that, and that's what happened.
Like, I get angry or, like, I cry, but, like, I'm making it through anyway.
Yeah.
I think we also want girls to see our
Yeah, I
stories
want
and be
my
like,
son to see
you know,
it.
see what we go through.
Yeah.
And know that it's not fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless you're Janelle, in which case you're just out partying and your mom's got it covered.
Like, there's been a lot of criticism of the show saying that it gives a bad message, but I honestly think it gives a good message. I don't think
there's not one thing that
I don't think it makes it look
having
easy at
fun
all.
I agree. And the evidence is that it's having a positive impact on the viewers.
Mhm.
Before we go, I do want to say that pregnancy is 100% preventable, and all teens should think about prevention.
Actually, here's the thing about pregnancy being 100% preventable. It isn't. It isn't. Because things like rape are not 100% preventable. Also, there's no real, I mean, you can double up your birth control all you want, but there is no foolproof way to not get pregnant. Like, calling it 100% preventable, unless you're going to start an abstinence program. I'm pretty sure they changed this verbiage years ago, and I'm glad, because it's always weirded me out. Nothing is 100% preventable.
And I know that's a topic on the mind of lots of our viewers. So to learn more about prevention, log on to teenmom2.mtv.com.
Don't forget to log on!
I'd like to thank all of our teen moms and their supporters, and welcome out the babies here.
No, I'm good. Anyway, this has been the end of the Teen Mom 2 first season reunion. How did you feel about it? Do you feel reunited? Me too. Anyway, next up we're going to start season 2, so get ready for it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I don't particularly love the place where I sell my merch because in my experience the shipping times are way too long unless you expedite it, and I don't think you should have to pay extra to expedite some shitty merch. Woo! Not that my merch is shitty, it's pretty much okay. It's very soft and comfortable, but like at what cost, you know what I mean? Get out of here. So I don't want you paying like a ton of money for something that you'll probably forget about in like a year's time. So I just want to make sure that you're getting the best quality for the best price, and you'll actually get it within like a month or two. If you want me to make new merch, I will. Just understand that the shipping times are kind of long right now, and I just want you to be aware of that, okay? Can I even have thoughts anymore? Jeez. I love you. You complete me.